And this is the Rita Cosby Show. Well, you know, we're all lifting a couple glasses, sometimes toasting once in a while over the holidays, sometimes a little more than other times of the year. Thanksgiving passing, a lot of Christmas parties and holiday parties coming up. Well, is it good, actually, to have a drink or two, moderate drinking, not over-the-top drinking? But there's a brand-new study, and that follows 80,000 women over 26 years. So this is a long study, a lot of women that they actually looked at, and they determined that middle-aged women who eat a lot of refined carbs, that's like white bread, potatoes, sugary drinks, those kind of things, they could actually offset a certain type of diabetes by drinking a moderate amount of alcohol. So is this a reason to maybe raise the glass in a limited fashion over the holidays? Well, joining us now is Dr. Fred Vagnini. He is with the Heart, Diabetes, and Weight Loss Centers of New York, the director there, the medical director there. And Dr. Vagnini, what do you make of this new study? It's pretty detailed.
Yeah, hi, Rita. Not only that study came out, but in preparation for the show, I did some further research. And I found something called a meta-analysis. That's where they take a number of studies. And so anyway, they did a number of studies and evaluated over 300,000 individuals. And they found out that, as you said in this study, a moderate amount of drinking. And what was interesting is they didn't say what type of alcohol, because if it was red wine, we know that has a lot of benefits because it has that resveratrol. But it didn't say. So there was as high as a 30% reduction in the incidence of diabetes in those women that had a moderate amount, that's only 2 to 3 drinks a week. I want to throw this in there, 2 new recent findings, because I know you're interested in diabetes. I usually come on for diabetes and weight problems. But there were 2 new studies that revealed those having high omega-3 fish oil intake and those having higher intake of vitamin D also could reduce their incidence of diabetes.
Oh, that's interesting. So the fish oils, and well, I have a question. Does krill oils, does krill oil have omega-3 as well?
Yeah, but not that much. I'm not a big fan of krill oil.
You're a bigger fan of fish oil?
Yes, because most of the studies, thousands of studies on the benefits of fish oil for heart, diabetes, arthritis, eye problems, even preventing dementia and Alzheimer's disease. But, you know, I looked in detail to try to find out the hypothesis of why the alcohol could prevent diabetes. And a couple of things come to my mind. Is if it's red wine, that can definitely help the pancreatic beta cells, those that produce insulin, because antioxidants are very good for type 2 diabetes. The other thing is if it could relax an individual. We know that high stress is not good for cortisol and hormones. So it's very difficult to say. The key things for your listeners that want to prevent diabetes, other than taking fish oil, vitamin D, is get rid of that fat stomach. It's that fat stomach, that visceral adiposity that throws people from pre-diabetes into diabetes.
Well, and that's very important. Now, I have a question. What about women versus men? This study was women, middle-aged women they picked. And they also picked, by the way, refined carbs. What's the difference between that and other carbs? And is it different with women versus men who are listening out there?
Well, it happened to be with women in that one particular study because it was done with the Nurses' Health Study. It's a Harvard ongoing study.
Do you think that goes over, Doctor, though? Dr. Fred, do you think it goes over to men, too?
I think so. But, you know, years ago when we first found out that red wine was helpful, that's all everybody wanted to hear because, you know, if you happen to like wine, having a glass of wine is very tough because if you like a good French Burgundy or something, you're going to drink 2, 3, 4 glasses of wine. And, of course, that is not good. One of the things we have to watch out for in diabetics is the fact that many of them have this fatty liver. It's called NASH, non-alcoholic steatosis, hepatitis, fatty liver. And so if you're going to take alcohol on top of that, you're not doing yourself much good. The other thing is, of course, high amounts of alcohol can affect the blood sugar. So in general, you know, it's an interesting study. I don't think there are a lot of people that like to drink that can do it moderately, to tell you the truth.
Well, now that's my question, and I was just looking at some of the study information here as we're talking. We're talking to Dr. Fred Vagnini, who's also a medical director of Heart, Diabetes, and Weight Loss Centers of New York. And Dr. Fred, as we're sitting here looking at it, moderate drinking, they're classifying as it translates to about 2 drinks per week. That's very moderate for some people who are having, if they're going out to drink, they might have a glass or 2 at night and think they're moderate drinkers.
Yeah, well, other further studies not only went beyond the 2 to 3 drinks a week, but into 4, 5, and 6, 7 drinks a week, and the fact still remained that it does help. I have to put a plug in for myself because last time I got stuck in traffic. If any of your listeners want my free health newsletter, or they want information about losing weight or preventing diabetes or reversing diabetes, my website has about 15 videos on it at Vagnini, Rita, VAGNINI.com. Sorry to be so advertorial, but I had to put a plug in for my centers.
And by the way, I have seen your website. You have tons of great information, so you can plug it anytime, Dr. Fred. It's Vagnini.com, VAGNINI.com, and there's a lot of great information about reducing diabetes, but just overall health in general. It's a wealth of information, and I look forward to having you back on the show again soon, too, Dr. Fred. Thanks so much.
Anytime. I also do hormones and heart disease,
all right,
as well as diabetes and weight.
You got it all covered, Dr. Fred. You got every part covered. We're going to have you back on soon.
Okay, thanks, Rita.
Thanks so much. And again, his website's Vagnini.com, VAGNINI.com. It has a lot of great information. I was actually looking on it, especially right now with the holidays and people overeating and trying to figure out what to eat, what not to eat. It's good to get a sense. And also good to know that maybe in moderation, which is the key line, as you just heard, is actually helpful. In moderation drinking, helpful. Not over the top, but again, into moderation, they're saying 2 drinks a week. So that's not a lot. In moderation. We're going to be right back here, everybody, on The Rita Cosby Show.